Facebook ads campaign objectives. Which one actually works best in a time like this? Now, in order to show you how that works, I'm actually going to use this Captain America shield to explain to you how this actually works. So can you imagine that right now, this is the thing that you want to sell in your business. So whether you're going to sell a physical product, a digital product, a service, a membership site, imagine that this prop here is the thing that you want to sell. So let me begin with this question. When you woke up this morning, did you think to yourself, you know what? I really need to get myself a Captain America shield today. Now, chances are the odds are extremely low and you probably did not think of it, right? So what if right now, Facebook ads and targeting and objectives are the same way? What if I were to show you that when it comes down to deciding on which objective to use and which one actually converts and which one actually makes money, it really depends on the level of awareness your customers and your audiences are at. And the first level of awareness, and in terms of deciding what to target, and you're gonna realize by the end of this video why in most cases, we only use the same 3 out of like the 13 of them, the different options. And this first level here is the level of creating awareness. So, when I asked you that question earlier, I said, when you woke up this morning, did you wake up this morning thinking to yourself, you know what, I need to buy a Captain America shield? And if the answer is no, then you gotta ask yourself, the people that you are targeting with your product, your program, your service, whatever it is that you wanna sell, do they have that awareness in order for you to market that product? Because if not, then you wanna have a campaign objective that helps you create this awareness. What if I told you that's actually video views? Now, how do you actually do that? You do that by creating good, engaging content that either tells a story, that is educational, that is motivational, that is shareable, that people would like and consume, that is for the broad audience. So can you imagine right now if the thing that you wanted to sell, you created a video, and in this video, you showed them what your prop does, what your product does, what your service does. So for example, if I wanted to sell this, and if I wanted to target marketers, right? So it would be like, did you know that when it comes to creating a video, an ad, a good way to start any ad is to have this thing called a pattern interrupt. What is a pattern interrupt? A pattern interrupt is basically when a person is scrolling on Facebook and they're scrolling, something that stops them in their tracks, that makes them go, huh? What is this thing? That allows you to get their initial 3 to 5 seconds of attention. Now this thing right here is a prop. It is a prop to secure somebody's attention. And if you want to be able to get props like this, then check out my product in the link or in the description box below. Now, so you know what I did? What I just did was a demonstration of an ad in the form of a video that helps create awareness so that this thing exists. But the way I did that was through some sort of education. It was through some sort of insight by allowing my audience to see, oh, okay, that makes sense. So that once they're aware that this thing exists, then the next level would be to have interest, right? And that's what I did. I used this thing here to create a level of interest through education, through infotainment. And because they have this interest now, then this interest in turn creates desire, and with the desire, that's when people buy, and that's when they take action and give you their credit card details. So if we were to connect this type of thinking to Facebook ads, when you begin, chances are, in most cases, you want to get the sale. So the low-hanging fruit here is to target the people who already have some sort of interest or desire. And that would be, in most cases, the objective would be for conversions. If we were to head over to our Facebook ad account in a second, so come follow me. So what we're gonna do is gonna take a look at some actual campaigns. I'm gonna go into my ad account right now, and as you can see, like I've got a lot of different ad accounts. Let's take a look at the whole list of objectives. Right now, what if I told you that in most cases, I don't use a lot of them? Why? Because you don't need to. Let me talk about the crucial ones that is important, okay? So we've talked about this first one, which is video views. Video views is great for people who don't have that level of awareness, that didn't wake up in the morning thinking to themselves, you know what, I need to get a Captain America shield today. We want to be able to start off, in most cases, targeting people who already have a level of awareness and some sort of interest or desire. So remember, Facebook has the data on all of us. They know who it is, that the pages that we follow, what we clicked on, the pages that we visited. So in most cases, we want to start off with this right here, which is conversions. And what if I told you that after spending millions of dollars on different campaigns, this is like the gold standard that I would say at least 80% of all of our campaigns is based upon. Now, what is a conversion? A conversion, well, depends on what it is you want to do, right? It depends on your sales process. It depends on the thing that you're selling. If it's a physical product, if it's a service, you would have a different sales process for it. So, what is a conversion? A conversion could be somebody actually buying this physical thing. A conversion could also be somebody registering for a training, a webinar. And the way to think about conversions is to think about what is the next step of your sales process. Okay, now a conversion can come into a few different forms. Okay, a lead where somebody gave you their name and email address, or it could be a purchase for something. Is it always good to optimize for your purchase? Well, it depends. It depends if this thing that you're selling, how deep is it in the sales process? If this thing was a $50,000 done for you service, then chances are you do not want to optimize it for this $50,000 purchase. Why? Because it's too deep in your sales process and it's gonna take a lot of data for Facebook to determine who are the people that's buying this $50,000 product, because you're gonna need a ton of traffic that filters down into like 3-4 levels deep before they can figure out who are the type of people that buys this $50,000 product. So how you optimize for conversions is always the most shallow step of your sales process. So it could be when somebody lands on your page and they enter their name and email address. Let Facebook determine who are the people that is most likely to do that. If you are selling a product and you're optimizing for conversions, and if it's a $50, $100, even a $1,000 product, in most cases you always want to optimize for conversions. Okay, now when do you ever optimize for anything else? Okay, now let's talk about engagement next. Engagement is great if you have like some sort of e-com product, okay, and you want people talking about it. So can you imagine if I created this post that says Captain America shield for sale, and I want to create some sort of social proof to make it look viral, to have people commenting on it. So what is an engagement? Engagement's a like, comment, or share. So if I want people talking about it, especially initially, so that when somebody is scrolling, the post doesn't look like it's dead, but rather it has got like 1,000 likes, 100+ shares, and that itself acts as social proof. One of the things we might do at the start of a campaign is to allocate a very small budget. Now understand, this is all just a vanity metric. It's hard to tell the direct return on investment, the ROI on this. Why? Because you can't bank in likes, right? The bank is not going to accept that check. But one can argue that the intangible or intrinsic value that is established from this might have some relevance to conversion. So ultimately, sometimes in a campaign, we might allocate like 5% of our ad spend on that campaign, on engagement, just for that metric, so that it acts as social proof. Now, when would we ever utilize this last piece, which is traffic? And to answer your question, we utilize traffic as an objective only under, I would say, these two circumstances, okay? It is when we have, number one, for retargeting. It means that, let's say, somebody have bought my Captain America shield, and now I'm thinking about upselling them the next thing that they might be interested in. And because it's a very small audience, and I know that chances are it means that they're already targeted, I want to target them the next thing. If let's say they bought the Captain America shield from me, the next relevant thing could be this Thanos hand right here, okay? So utilizing this as a prop. So if somebody bought the shield from me, I know that perhaps a good relevant upsell or back end or recurring could be this product right here. because they've shown interest in buying that initial thing. So traffic is great as an objective to target people that is a very small group audience, but super targeted, super hot. That's the only time you use traffic. That's number one. Or number two, when you want to send people to go and consume some sort of content, it could be a blog post, just to send more traffic to that place, again, to retarget. So how does this connect with everything? So it starts off always with conversion, because you always want to target the people with some level of interest and desire based on who it is that you target, right? So for me, if it was a Captain America shield, it could be like people who like Marvel, right? And that's where I'll optimize for conversion. But as I start to fatigue out this audience, then what I want to do is I want to go up one level and I want to start creating awareness and interest for this product. So what can I do? I can start creating videos, but because you and I know nobody's gonna watch the video because it's right now a pay-to-play game, then I can run this videos as an ad with the objective of video views so that now it's got a level of awareness and I'm able to target a much broader audience as I want to scale my ads. But much more than that, this also allows me to retarget the people that has watched my videos. So now I can tell Facebook, I can go to custom audiences and tell Facebook, look, I want to be able to target people that has watched 50% of my initial video, right? So that is literally how this all connects. And if we were to come back to this final piece here, and this is really crucial, okay? Now, before I show you what this is, guys, if you're liking what it is that I'm showing you right now, first of all, let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway is. Be sure to smash the like button, hit on subscribe if you want to be able to see these type of future behind the scenes videos. But what I'm going to show you finally is the summary of everything that we talked about. Okay, now this is a very, very specific ad campaign where on this ad campaign, we spent about $3,700. Now they're all literally the same ad, but optimized differently. Now, these first two ads that I have running, you will see that we have spent these first two ads about $2,800, $1,000 for each. And over here about $800, and you can see that these two ads are no longer live, whereas these two are. Now, why is that the case? Now, I purposely did this split test to show you the results in this video. You'll see that over here, the third and fourth one, which is no longer active, was optimized for clicks. And you can see it's very apparent. It's optimized for clicks and it shows me per link click. But I want you to notice what happens. Even though it's optimized for clicks, Facebook will always give you what it is that you want. Notice that my conversions, which is the amount of people that registered, that was my conversion, which is a lead, is only 4 and 2, which means I'm actually paying $101 per result, and this was $210 per result. So even though this is optimized for clicks and it's getting me cheap clicks, cheaper than this first two, in terms of results, in terms of conversions, it's a lot more expensive than this first two. If you take a look for these first two, this first one cost me only $14 to get a conversion, and this second one cost me $17. So you can see that it cost about, say, 5 to 10 times less. Why? Because these two were optimized for conversions, whereas these two were optimized for traffic or for clicks. So this is why having the right objective is so crucial, and this is why in most cases we usually spend about 80% of our ad spend budget on conversions and the remaining on the others, which is engagements, traffic for retargeting, as well as for video views when we want to scale and reach a much larger audience. I hope that's given you immense value in terms of how to determine your conversion setting. So the 5-second answer would be, in most cases, utilize your conversion as your objective. And if you want to scale, utilize video views. If you're on social proof, utilize engagements. And finally, if you want to retarget people to an offer that's already proven because it's a hot audience, that's when you utilize traffic. You can literally ignore pretty much everything else and just utilize these few key objectives. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway is. If you've been seeing our past videos, you'll notice that we've been doing this giveaway. Every single video, we give away $100 to a person that comments, either in the first 5 minutes, the first 1 hour, or if you give a quality comment. It depends, it's at random. Let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway is, and be sure to subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this video. This is Peng Joon here. I want to thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next video.